Happy Bike Fit Friday, everybody. This is Deb Slota, Doctor of Physical Therapy and Certified Bike Fitter, coming to you from Bike and Body in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I am going to tackle a very common issue for cyclists today, and that is hand numbness. So I'm assuming everybody that's ridden a bike has had at least tingling or numbness into their hands or fingers at one point or another. And I'm going to highlight three main reasons why this may be happening for you. And then what I'm going to do at the end of this video is give you some quick ways to try to remedy this issue. If those don't work, that's when you give me a call, okay? So, why do your hands go numb when you ride on a bike? Reason number one is that in general, you may be putting way too much weight on your hands. The distribution onto your hands is too much compared to what it should be. So your hands are getting, your nerves in your hands are actually getting more compression than they're used to getting. This can be, there's two main nerves that this could be affecting. The median nerve, and then most commonly the ulnar nerve, which passes right here, okay? So if you get the tingling or the numbness or both into the ulnar nerve, you usually have these two fingers affected. If your median nerve is being compressed in the middle here, it's usually more of a generalized numbness and tingling in the whole palm of the hand, okay? Also, you can get it into the fingers as well. So, like I said, number one is you have just too much weight being put on your hands. And this is usually because of a few factors in maybe the bike fit. The saddle could be downwardly tilted, so it's basically shoving you onto the handlebars, thus putting too much weight on your hands. The other reason that's inherent in the bike fit that could be putting too much weight on these guys is if your saddle height is so high in comparison to where your handlebars are. So basically it puts you at a downward slope onto your hands, and again, putting too much weight on your hands. So those are actually two different things you can easily assess on your own and fix and see if that affects your hand symptoms while riding. So the first thing you would do is you would level your saddle out, okay? Use a builder's level or something like that. And then the second thing that you could try is to raise your handlebars up a little bit, okay? If that's something that you need a little guidance in doing, give me a call. I can help you out with that. The second main reason why cyclists get numbness and tingling in their hands is because they're putting too much weight on just one spot of their hand, and they're not shifting their hands around to different positions on the handlebars as they ride. Now, there's definitely more options for hand placement in a road bike, where you can have your hands on the hoods, the uprights, the drops, and then also just on the angles on the sides. There's lots of different options. If you're riding a mountain bike, you really usually only have one option to be straight ahead, but lots of times those riders will get those bar end grips that you can hold on to have another hand position, a little bit more variability for your body. So usually when your hand is if you're putting too much weight on one part of your hand and you get numbness and tingling, it's usually because of the ulnar nerve being affected. So you're going to get a little bit more symptoms into these fourth and fifth fingers. First thing you can do if this is happening to you is just try to vary where you put your hands throughout your ride. Again, if you have a mountain bike, maybe get those bar end grips so you have a second spot to put your hands. If you have a road bike, you've already got those basically four different positions I like to think of that you can have your hands in, and just cycle through all four as you're riding. Don't wait for the numbness or tingling to come on in your hands to tell you to do that, okay? That being said, if you're just putting too much weight and you don't vary your hand position, the first thing I mentioned, that you have just in general too much weight distributed onto your hands, that could be an issue along with you not changing where your hand position is throughout your ride. So all three things I'm going to mention here can be intertwined. They can all be involved, culprits in your symptoms. So the third reason why, and I think this is probably just a little less common, but it can lead to more like wrist pain. The third reason why riders will get numbness and tingling into their hands is because their wrist is hyperextended. So when you have your hands on the brakes, mountain bike brakes or road bike brakes, when you have your hands there, if your wrist isn't in more of a neutral position, neutral meaning just at rest how it is, but rather it's kind of cocked back like this, what you're doing is placing a stretch on your median nerve, potentially your ulnar nerve too, but more so your median nerve in the middle. And that can lead to just like diffuse palm, like widespread numbness, tingling feeling, kind of a falling asleep feeling in your palm. Okay, so the way that that can be remedied is by having a professional such as myself looking at your bike fit to see, hey, are your wrists in a pretty neutral position so you're not overstressing them as you use your brakes and as you use your shifting, your gears and everything. So just to review, there are three reasons why I think, the three most common reasons why I think riders get numbness and tingling in their hands. Number one is that in general, there's too much weight distributed on the hands. And that can be because of a downward saddle tilt, which is just shoves you onto those bars. Or it can be because your saddle is too high compared to the handlebars. So you kind of have to reach down to get to the handlebars, and then inherently you're putting more of your body weight on your hands. Number two, you're not switching your hands around enough throughout your ride. Or you're just putting weight, basically you're just putting weight on one part of your hand. It's very common to put too much weight on this ulnar nerve spot right here, which will give you the issues into these two fingers. Okay, so vary your hand position as you go. And number three, the factor in getting hand numbness or tingling is that your wrists are in a hyperextended or a cocked back position, which places stress on the nerve that runs through here, and that can result in some issues into the palm and the hand. So I hope this helps. It maybe give you some ideas to troubleshoot if you're having these symptoms. If you have any questions on any additional questions after this, please shoot me an email, deb@bikeandbodymke.com. I'd be happy to talk it over with you on the phone, and maybe we can get you in here for a bike fit if these suggestions aren't remedying your issues. So give me a shout if you have any questions. And again, happy Bike Fit Friday. Keep riding, and remember, riding shouldn't hurt. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.